Today we are going to do the chapter review about place value test, and we're going to be solving some problems together so we know what kind of strategies I'm expecting you to show during the test. So the first question we're going to have is similar to the sum we have been seeing before. So the first question we have says here that what is 8,020 in a standard form? So the first thing I have to do is use my place value chart, and I have to put here 8,000. So in the thousands place, I'm going to write the 8. I'm going to write my comma to separate the thousands, and then I'm going to look for 20. So 20, that means I have no hundreds, and I have 2 tens and 0 ones. So that's 8,020. So my answer this time is going to be letter C. Now don't forget to use your place value chart to show the answer. Now let's go for the next question. The next question is asking us to write the number 4 thousands, 5 tens, and 9 ones in the standard form. So let's use the place value chart to have that answer. So because the problem says 4,000s, I'm going to put 4,000. I have 5 tens, I'm going to put the 5 tens, and then says 9 ones. There's no 100, so I have to put the 100. So my standard form is going to be 4,059. Now let's go to the next problem. Good job. The next problem is asking us for what is the notation of the number. Now we see we have the answers here, the notation, but when we place the number in the place value chart, that's going to help us to figure out which out of these answers is going to be my answer. So let's see. So let's look at the number we have now. The number is 7,302. So I'm going to place it here in my place value chart, 7,302. That means I have 7,000s. So this cannot be my answer because it's 700s, so not my answer. This is 700s, so not my answer. So it could be 7,000s and 7,000s. So C or D could be my answer. But then I have 300s. Now this one is 3 tens, so it cannot be my answer. And this is 300s, and then there's 2 ones. So I have 2 ones here, so my answer is D. If you choose D, you did a good job. Let's go for the next question. So this time we're going to solve this problem. What is the missing number in the number pattern? 3,523, 3,423, missing number, 3,223, and 3,123. So let's see how can we solve that problem using the place value chart. Now when we have these kinds of problems, we have to find what's important. So what is the missing number? We underline the important information and in this number pattern. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is to place these numbers in my place value chart so I can start looking for the pattern. So the first number is going to be 3,523. The second number is going to be 3,423. The next number is 3,223. And the last number is going to be 3,123. Now, if you notice, I'm going to start looking for patterns. The first pattern I notice that the thousands are repeating all the time. So that means my missing number has to have 3,000s because all of them are repeating. Now, I notice that the hundreds are changing and are decreasing in size. So we have 500, 400, 200, and 100. So my missing number, which is here in the middle, must have a number that fits in there. But let me notice one more thing that I see. The tens are the same, 2, 2, and 2. So that means my tens are going to repeat. And I notice that my ones are still repeating 2. So I have 3 ones, 3 ones, 3 ones. So I must have a 3 ones. So let me now check on the last part of my problem to see 500, 500, 400. So this one should be 300. 200 and 100. So my missing number is going to be letter C. So most of you choose the right answer. So you are doing an excellent job. Now remember, to answer this question, we need to first find the important information. So when I see the word about, that means rounding. And when we're rounding, that means we have to find the closest 10 or the closest 100. Now this time I see it's going to be the closest 10, because if you notice, we're counting by tens. So here's 260, then here goes 270, 280, 290, 300, 310, 320, 330, 340, 350, and 360. Remember, you have to find the pattern, and the pattern is counting by tens. So we're adding 10. So that means we have to round to the tens place. Now, if my number is here, I have to find which number is the closest. And between 310 and 320, if you notice that our missing number is closer to 320 and it's farther from 310. So my answer is going to be 320, which the answer is letter B. So when you see this kind of problem, remember to find the missing numbers so you can round to the number you need to find. So remember, when we are working problems, if you see the word about means rounding. So they're not asking me about the actual number. So which number is shown in the number line? So I'm trying to find the number in point A. So what I have to do is find first if they're counting by what. So of 520 and 530, the number in between is 525. Then it's counting by fives. My pattern is by fives. So the next one we're going to have is 530, 535, 545, 555, and 565 are the missing numbers. Now, if you tell me that A is in 555, you are right, but they are not asking me where is point A. They're telling me to round it. And because I notice these numbers are counting by tens, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60, they want me to know which number is the closest. So what I'm going to see is that 555 is close to 560, but it's close to 550. And I notice that the distance is the same. So when we have the same distance, we need to move to the next, to the greatest 10 that is closer to 555. In this case, my answer is going to be D, 560, because they're asking me to round. The word about is telling me to round. So watch out with that. If they ask me which number is showing, then I would pick C, but they're not telling me which number is showing. They're telling me to round it. Okay, guys, so we're going to have 3 clues about a number, and these are the clues. The number is greater than 5,114. So if the number is greater than that, means this is going to be my least number. So I'm going to put it here, 5,144. Then here says the number is less than 5,311. So that means this is going to be my greatest number. So I'm going to put it in my number line, 5,311. Now here says too that the number has a digit less than 3 in the hundreds place. So numbers less than 3 are 0, 1, and 2. These are the numbers that are less than 3. So let me find my number. So 5,359 is greater. This is greater than 5,311, so cannot be my answer. The next number, 5,233, should be somewhere here. 5,233. So it's less than 5,311, but it's greater than 5,144. So maybe this is my answer. But let me see. Here says that has a digit less than 3 in the hundreds place. So let me see the hundreds place. This is the hundreds place. Oh yeah, it's less than 3. So I'm almost sure B is going to be my answer. But I need to check the other options just to make sure. Let me see, 5,129. So 5,129 is less than this number, somewhere here, 5,129. So cannot be my answer because here says it's greater than that number. So C cannot be my answer. And the next one, 5,307 is somewhere here, very close to my number, to 5,311. So 5,307. But I have so that could be my number 2, but I have a problem here. Here says that the digit in the hundreds place is less than 3, and this one has a 3. So that is not less than 3, that's equal to 3. So therefore, this cannot be my answer. So my answer is letter B. So to solve this kind of problems, we had to place first then the number in the place value chart. So I see 1, 2, and 3,000. So I'm going to put here, I have 3,000s. Then I'm going to count how many hundreds, 100, 200. So I'm going to put 200s. And I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 tens. So I'm going to put 4 tens. I have no ones, so I'm going to put 0. So that's my number, and that's a standard form. But I'm not asking about the standard form. Here says to look for expanded notation. And when we do expanded notation, we're going to be building the number, counting how many of each. So for example, let me just make those letters a little bit bigger so we can see them better. Okay, so we have, oops, hold on a second. Here, we have 3,000s plus 200s plus 4 tens plus, oh no, plus nothing because I have no one. So I'm going to put my equal, and after my equal, I'm going to put my answer, which is going to be 3,240. So this is what I was expecting. This is my expanded notation, and this is the answer to it.
Can I get a break?
I'm recording, guys, so don't talk at this moment. So let me just keep recording, and when we finish, we'll have the break.
Good morning, Ms. Hunter.
For this problem, guys, we're going to see the table. Here says to look at the table that shows the amount of money that some kids have. So the first thing I have to do, I'm going to project something different at this time so we can see it. So I have the numbers here on my screen. I have the numbers we're talking about, and we're trying to organize them from the greatest to the least. So the first thing I'm going to notice that to organize the numbers, all of them have 5,000s. Because all of them have 5,000s, I'm not going to look at the thousands. Because I'm trying to find the greatest number. Now my greatest number, I'm going to put here, greatest. My mid number is going to be here, and the least number is going to be here. Now, so far, all of them have 5,000, so I cannot know which one it is. Now, when I look now at the hundreds place, I have 300, 400s, and 300s. Because I'm looking for the greatest number, the 400 is the greatest, so that means this number, 5,431, is my greatest number, and that should be placed here. Now I have two numbers left. And now I need to find the least. When I find the least, I'm going to know which one is going to be my middle number. So 5,000 is the same. So I want to look at the 5,000. 300 is the same. So I want to look at the 300. But now I'm going to the tens. In the tens place, I can see that the least number is the 1 because 1 is less than 4 tenths. So that means 5,314 is going to be my least number, and the mid number is going to be 5,341. So that means my number should look like this. The greatest number is going to be 5,400. Oops. I'm putting the wrong spot. 5,431 is the greatest. Then 5,341 is the middle number. And 5,314 is the least number. Now the only thing I need to figure out who has that money. So 5,400 is owned by Alexander. So Alexander is going to be my first name because this is the greatest number. So I see Alexander is in two answers. He is the greatest. He has the greatest amount. So A and D cannot be my answer. Then the next number is the one with 4 tenths. That's Pablo. So Pablo. And the kid with the less money is Jeffrey. So my answer is going to be B. So if you send B to me, that was the right answer.